the market's selling off today, I think it's a good time to start circling back to the stocks that have been working incredibly well in 2016. Which brings me to Align Technology. That's ALGN. It's the maker of Invisalign, the clear removable dental braces that make going to the orthodontist feel a little bit less like a death sentence for young teenagers, as I went through. In addition to Invisalign, the company also makes a mobile scanning system that eliminates the need for dentists to take impressions of your teeth. Now, Align Technology has been on fire this year. Its stock's up more than 41% for 2016 alone, aided by a very impressive top and bottom line beat that the company reported in late July. In short, their business seems to be on fire. And like so many other medical device makers, the stock's been on fire too, although it spent the last couple of months consolidating its gains. Can this stock keep rallying into the end of the year? Let's check in with Joe Hogan, the CEO of Align Technology, learn more about how his company's doing and where it is headed. Mr. Hogan, welcome to Mad Money.
Hi, Jim. Great to be here.
Joe, thank you for coming on. I'm looking at a piece of Morgan Stanley research from July 29th, and the headline of it is, what is 45% earnings per share growth worth? I've been following your company for years. How did you start getting such accelerated earnings per share growth?
We have terrific gross margins in this business, Jim, and we've been able to expand the top line really significantly, both overseas and also through really deep penetration in the United States. So overall, the growth has been wide and the utilization continues to increase. And so we get leverage off of that volume.
Well, I mean, I was looking at a terrific slide where you have treating patients of all ages, only 3% teens, 21% adults. I mean, it seems like the teen market, which is where I'm from, is not even scratched the surface yet.
Yeah, that's the way we look at it, too. When you look at 75% of the cases in the United States that are orthodontic cases are teen cases. And so when you get down to it, we have been underpenetrated in that market for years. We've primarily focused on adults. That's been the market for us over the years. But we've expanded our portfolio to the point that we're very confident in doing teens, and our customers are becoming more and more confident in doing teens also. And we're seeing rapid expansion overseas also in places like China, in Japan, Asia, and parts of Europe on our teen business also.
Joe, I struggle to try to think of why anyone would use the old-fashioned traditional. Can you give us a couple instances about why Align is so much better? Because I just don't understand why the rest isn't like, frankly, an electric typewriter versus a computer.
Yeah, now, Jim, it's a great question. And I can tell you that's why I'm in this role. I've been in this role for about 15 months now. And I was really intrigued because who in the world would pick to have metal glued on their teeth rather than having clear, almost invisible, plastic aligners that you can remove when you want to from a convenience standpoint. And frankly, what it is many of the doctors out there over the years that have employed this technology and know how to use it, it's basically a digitization process of an old analog piece. And so they have to change their workflows. They have to gain confidence in the sense of how to use this product and when to use it. And so I think primarily why it hasn't been utilized in a higher extent, is based on your question, is just doctors' comfort out there in different parts of the world. And Jim, the last part I'll say about that also is we have about a 7% penetration rate overall throughout the world. And so it's not just teens, we're really underpenetrated from an adult standpoint also. So it's getting the doctors up the learning curve, have confidence. Right. And our technology right now, about 50% of the orthodontic cases that are out there, and there's about 10 million orthodontic case starts around the world a year, 2.8 in the United States. When you look at that, we qualify for 50 to 60% of that. That's what our technology can do today. So we have a huge growth potential in front of us by gaining those doctors' confidence and continue to drive the penetration of the technology that we have.
Very interesting piece of research, just quoting from Jefferies. Entering the at-home market, Aligner Fray. In a surprise turn, Align Technology disclosed it signed a deal to become the executive supplier of clear aligners, not an Invisalign brand, from Smile Direct Club. Now, this is a company that you had a tussle with. How did you come to terms with this?
Well, we looked at that. They were using our competitor's product, Clear Correct, and there's some patent litigation issues there, and that's why we filed the lawsuit that we did. But frankly, when you look at what Clear Correct's doing, in March I went to meet the leadership team, David Katzman and Doug Hudson, to talk about their model. And when you look at their model, Jim, it's really interesting. And so I mentioned that 2.8 million case starts in the United States a year. In fact, there's 70 million people in the United States that need to have their teeth straightened that we really don't touch through the orthodontic community. And when you look at the patients that Smile Direct Club was taking care of, it was really outside of the orthodontic space to a large extent. And so we decided to form a partnership where we're the sole outside supplier to Smile Direct Club but also take a 17% equity share in that business. And we feel very confident that we're expanding the market through this kind of application of the technology rather than cannibalizing the existing technology that we have, through our doctor's office product.
Well, I don't want to bury the lead. I think you should explain to people that you don't have to necessarily see an orthodontist. It can be virtual.
Well, it's virtual, that's right. As far as this is doctor directed, I want to be clear about that. It's not like an at-home kind of a product, but it's virtual. So again, going back to the digitized process, once it's digitized, you can actually have a doctor look on a CAD screen at that particular, malocclusion, what we call it, how that person's bite is, and look at it and say if it's fit or not for the Smile Direct Club protocols that would be used on teeth straightening for that kind of application. And so you really don't have to go to a doctor's office if you don't want to for these kinds of simple cases. These are very simple cases, usually trying to straighten the six anterior front teeth, Jim.
Excellent. I've got to tell you, it's a delight to have you on. Your company's doing fabulously. Thank you so much to Joe Hogan, who's President and CEO of Align Technology. Good to see you, sir.
Good to see you too, Jim.
This is the kind of non-economically sensitive company that you buy into one of these market-wide sell-offs. It is doing that well. Stay with Mad Money. Booyah! Jim Cramer here from Mad Money. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube. Click here to subscribe and get the jump on my exclusives with CEOs, plus market news, investing advice, and a whole lot more.